Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Wolf. I'm the Dean of Business and Computer Technology at Pellissippi State Community College. Welcome. Today we're going to give you a few pieces of information that you'd like to have about information technology. We're going to give you a tour of our cyber lab. We're going to talk in general about jobs in East Tennessee. So welcome to Pellissippi State. Here at Pellissippi State, we have several degrees that we offer in information technology, programming, networking, cyber defense, and systems administration. The job market, and part of why we're so excited about information technology, the job market is so rapidly growing. There are openings every day, and this field is changing so fast that tomorrow we're not even sure what kinds of jobs there will be. But I can assure you, information technology will be a part of those jobs. Some of our industry partners that we work regularly with tell us that the entry-level salaries for people coming out of a 2-year program can be between $40,000 and $80,000, depending on what you go into, depending on what you study, and depending on how well you perform while you're in school. We have had students who graduated from Pellissippi State with a 2-year degree in computer information technology, and in their very first job, leaving Pellissippi State with an associate's degree, they made more money than the full professor who taught their capstone course. That's how exciting it is to get into information technology. There is money, there are jobs, rapidly growing opportunities for you to become employed, and right here in the greater Knoxville area or the greater East Tennessee area. If you don't want to go too far from home, these are great degrees for you to earn and be able to stay right here in East Tennessee.
Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Tammy Bowling. I'm the program chair for Computer Information Technology, which encompasses, of course, different areas, but it includes cyber. So I want to introduce you to our Cyber Ops Lab here at Strawberry Plains. As you can see, it's glass wall, and as we go in, we have it set up just as if it would be something that you would see in the real world. One thing that you would have to notice is that we actually have lockers. When you go into a cyber ops facility, you have to lock up all of your electronics, including your watch, your earbuds, everything. It doesn't matter if it's Bluetooth, if it's connected to anything, it'll have to be locked up. You get the key. Then as a student, you do the same thing. We'll come in and you'll grab a desk. And as you can see, we have 2 screens per desk. And you have the option of looking at hacking your neighbor here or them hacking you. In our Tactical Perimeter Defense class, we have a lot of other options like digital forensics, to where you can come in and understand that you will be working to find who went where. And that's always a fun thing. We use a program called Autopsy that allows us to investigate different types of intrusion, and so that we can figure out how hopefully to fix it without destroying it. As you come on forward, you can see we have a center we're looking at here. If you can look up at the top, current threats that's happening. And as you can see, quite a few of them are happening across the world, emanating, from outside the United States to inside the United States. So we have a lot of it right now. You can see it going through and pulling things up. And as one of the things you can say is how many hits is here. If you can come in just a little bit, it constantly changes what types of hits there are that's coming about. We do use the Bloom taxonomy as a way to teach and understand all the facets of cybersecurity. And as you can see, we have switches, and now cybersecurity does more than one thing. We actually go through and work not only with your computers, but we have to look at sensors. In the manufacturing industry, we look at how people are using robots, how they're using networks to go through and secure their facility. So therefore we have people working in cyber on that side of the house. You can look at cameras, smoke sensors, we can look at console keypads, security panels. Not only do we worry about network security, but we look at physical security. And then another lab in which we utilize is this one here. This is what we call our war room, or our digital forensics lab, kind of doubles. But in our war room, we will have a team sitting in here planning attacks or trying to hack in to the team on the other side of the wall. So we have some interesting processes that go on. As you can see from what we have on the board here, it's not an easy process. We look at forensics, for example. Forensics image. How do we do this? How do we look at the images? How do we maintain evidence? Because that's something that we always have to make sure that we don't tamper the evidence while we're trying to find things. We have to keep it isolated and use copies. And how do you copy? Well, there's a certain way that's a requirement of the law that we have to go through and hopefully be able to find and detect. And as you can see, we have some other types of items that we use to work in forensics, as well as look at cyber threats. So hopefully you will decide to come here and take a tour, and hopefully maybe come through and decide to become a cybersecurity specialist.
We're standing in one of our computer labs where you'll get hands-on experience in taking hardware apart and putting hardware back together again. In fact, here at Pellissippi State, we offer you the opportunity to earn an industry-recognized credential, very valuable to our local employers, as you learn about computer hardware and software. At Pellissippi State, we're here not just for your academics, but we're here for you as a student. There are a lot of people who want you to succeed in everything that you do. Our support system is strong. We want you to be Pellissippi strong.
We would like to welcome you to Pellissippi State. Please check out all of our options at pstcc.edu.